Welcome to another video. In today's video, we have an exciting new project that has been completed. It all started with the Copper Vortex project and all your amazing responses as well, which really set my gears going again on the creative side of things. So thank you. As soon as the Copper Vortex project piece was done, I started thinking about the series to put it into shape. I also came across the idea of creating a round wall art piece. So that's where we went, and I started just brainstorming ideas and working things out. So in the end, I came up with about 5 or 6 base ideas, and I really started working on one to also incorporate it in the series and work out some kinks in the design, so to have a nice product for you to work with as well. But with this came the idea of the Massive Impact project. So it's a very robust industrial looking concept of some concave design that gets slammed in the center, which creates a real visual impact, so to say, hence the name as well. But that's where the basic idea came from, and it took hours working out, and also in Blender just hours messing around, especially with the new round shape design. It has its own challenges, so to say. But after a while I had something that I was ready to work with. So I started building out my concept in Blender in 3D. Then trying to work out some of the kinks, because I started with a single interlocking piece. And this was way too loose in the center. It would just flap around if you connected all the base pieces together. So it was back to the design table for that part. And after some trial and error and thinking about creative solutions and things that work, also some that didn't work, but that's part of the process, I came to a final piece that also incorporated a hanging mechanism to hang it on the wall, or to prevent that you have to drill into the 3D part, like with the Copper Vortex project, if you want to mount everything on a backplate, which is still an option. The double locking mechanism provided a sturdy enough base to also not need a base plate anymore. In opposed to the previous project, we now have interlocking parts that are strong enough to keep the whole piece up, at least for this project, because it kind of varies per project and weight that you add to your wall art as well. Yeah, I feel that I got some great progress and learning experience in as well. So I'm very grateful for that. After looking at the first color, the blue one, it wasn't really it, so I grabbed a different color. Tested it out in Blender as well to see what it would look like, and this had a much better visual impact, or aligned with the concept that I had as well, as it just gave the right feeling. So back with the blue, and out comes the silver color of the BambuLab Titan Gray. It's the Silk Plus Titan Gray color. There's a really nice sheen to it. Like with the Copper Vortex, it's just something that I like. With these sheens, you get a nice play of light in your project or wall art as well. So that's what I went with. As for the printing process, there's a really nice thing about the round design. It's just that you have the core piece. That's a single small piece that's there for design purposes, as well as to provide some rigidity and guidance to how your pieces all fit together. In combination with the interlocking pieces, this creates a sturdy enough base to create a single piece of wall art that can support itself. But the beautiful thing is as well that you just need one part or one slice of that pie, and you print the same part about 10 times. In this case, it depends on how many degrees and how large your piece is. That's something that provides a lot of creativity and freedom as well in the round wall art. And it takes away a lot of that complexity that we saw with the Copper Vortex project as well, with numbering and placement of parts and so on. So for the printing stage, it's just print the same piece as many times as to get you to 360 degrees. So in my case, for this Massive Impact project, we need a single centerpiece and 10 slices of pie to fit together to create the final design. And the printing process went pretty well. I did a lot of testing. I figured all the kinks out on smaller test pieces, so to minimize waste as well. There's a lot of new things to learn in this process for the round wall art. It's a whole different story in opposed to the square one, the grid pattern. So this round base design will be added to the mini series as well, just a more simplistic design, because it's just hard to convey this, but I spent hours figuring out how to interlock pieces and to make everything work together. So it's sort of a custom project-based solution. So these two interlocking sort of dovetail things that work for this project, but that doesn't mean that it will fit for the next wall art piece as well. I hope so, but I'm still testing as well. I have this piece printed now hanging on the wall here in the kitchen, and I just hope it doesn't drop to the ground, but I can't tell you for sure yet. It has been 24 hours almost, but it's exciting but scary as well. Just don't know what will happen. So far, everything's looking good, so I'm happy to report that at least. But for other people trying to print this, I might recommend just sort of like using some glue in between pieces or just on the interlocking parts to keep it together a bit better. That would be my recommendation, I think. So I don't think you need backplate, and I hope I can keep telling people that. But yeah, for now it has been hanging for 24 hours. It's just how well will the PLA keep up. This project has a total weight of about 1.5 kilograms in filament, and that's it. So I really try to create a strong enough solution for that as well. So I redesigned the hole on the piece that was the supports in the part to just be strong enough to allow the weight of 1.5 kilograms. But I just don't know how the PLA will hold up in the long run. And there was one part that didn't print nicely, or it printed very nicely, but I left it too long in the printer and everything cooled down, so it shrunk onto the plate. And I have the smooth textured plate from BambuLab. It's a really nice plate to print on, very well adhesive properties. I never used anything else than isopropyl alcohol on it. I don't need glue, I don't need tape. But if you leave parts on too long, it's the same that I had with the test pieces on there as well to get the numbers fixed. If you leave it too on, it shrinks itself stuck to the plate, and when you bend the plate, it just rips clean off. So as you can see here as well in the close-up shots, after the second layer or something where it transfers to the wall, yeah, all the bottom surfaces were stuck to the print plate, and I had the rest of the piece in my hand. I did a quick glue up on the large pieces already straight when it happened to make sure that everything stayed in place, because for the rest this will be on the back, and the piece was looking fine. Everything printed nicely on the piece, so it's just an unfortunate mishap. It does have some stringing and glue artifacts on the back, but that's only for the wall to see now. And I just used the Alles Kleber German glue again. It gets a really strong bond on the plastic, so I do like that for this type of stuff. And as you can see here, this is the messed up back plate from one piece, and that's how all the other ones look. And for the hole to put it on the wall, I also couldn't go deeper than 5 millimeters, because you then get into the piece itself where the grid starts. So that was something I had to keep in mind as well. So you have to be quite shallow with a screw or nail that you put in the wall. It doesn't have to protrude that much. And when putting it together, everything clicked together really nice. Didn't have any issues, nothing. You might also say that I spent too much time on these interconnecting pieces. Just some hours in there, I can tell you that, but that makes it all more worthwhile in the end. Only the last one is a bit tricky, because you have to really, both sides have to give a little bit. You have to lift one over the other, and because it's a round shape that has to click together, it can be a bit finicky. But in the end, it all worked out by just lifting it all a little bit towards the center, just to give it that little bit of room to snap together. And there we have it, the 3D printed wall art Massive Impact piece is completed. So this was definitely a project on which I learned a lot of new things. And I'm hoping that everything will just stay together. I guess it should. The pieces interlock, they hold each other up. I will do a separate video, a bit more in depth about the R&D stuff, everything that I tested out and the iterations that they went through. I didn't feel that it fit in this video. And that's the backside completed, everything looking nice, and as you can see there's a little bit of wobble to it, but it's a lot less than the single interlocking piece. And I really love the impact that it has, the color schemes that it provides, because it's a gray, a darker gray. You get the yellow light casts a different color than a more blue light. And that's what really sets these pieces apart for me. It looks different from every angle. Every light source hitting it gives a different feel and vibe to it. And it has that really nice visual impact that I was looking for, also because of the depth of the piece. So that was it for the Massive Impact project. This is one of my favorite viewpoints to look at it. Models should be available to download now as well. I will provide them on Makerworld profile again, like Copper Vortex. Feel free to check that one out as well. And keep your eyes peeled for the next video where I go a bit more in depth on the R&D side and explain why I did certain things or what the thought process was behind certain choices. So definitely let me know what you think about this video and this project. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see more of my future projects and videos. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.